Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review. This is episode number 58. This is where I'm reviewing the 58th episode of the Boruto Naruto Next Generations. The tournament begins. Mostly put, this is the third round of the tuning exam, and it's the elimination matches, and it shows pretty much all of them, all the ones that feature like the main characters, mind you. All but one. They shaved that one for next episode. The first one is between Barto and the Gumshoe. I don't remember the guy's name. I think his name is Yachu. I think his name is. Yeah, their fight is exactly the same as in the movie. There's like no change to it at all. Then next is, I think it's Shikadai versus a girl who is blonde. Yeah, and of course Tamari. Now we'll talk about in a minute. Basically, I should talk about before I continue. Let's talk about characters who appear in this episode who we haven't seen in a while. Tamari, first time I've seen her since the Byakuya Gang arc. We also see the return of Sakura, first time in, I'd say, a couple episodes. Actually, she was seen just in the last episode. And, well, Ino, first time in a while that I've seen her. Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last time I remember seeing her was, excuse me, I think it was after the Hidden Mist arc last time, We also see the return of Rock Lee. Yeah. Him, it's been a while. I think last I saw him was... No, it wasn't Byakuya Gang arc. No, it was actually the episode where he actually showed up to help up with Dekai. Yeah, I think it was It was during the Ghost arc. I think it was the last time I officially saw Rock Lee. So it's been a good long while. And also, Sasuke, despite the fact he's supposed to be in this arc, he's actually absent for this episode because normally, the way this arc has gone, he's been in like every single episode so far, except this one. And also, second episode row, not to feature the main villain, so we might get a chance to see them in the next episode. Yeah, there is a possibility of that. Now, in the case of the rest of the matches, well, Shikadai versus the blonde girl, I don't remember her name. Let me look it up here. But the thing with her is she's actually quite interesting. Yeah, their match is very similar between his parents. Yeah, it's like almost very similar. Let's see, it is Shikadai versus Yodo. Okay, that's her name, Yodo. It's a very similar match to between his future parents back during the original tuning exam, though they do make the arena area is actually different than it was in the original tuning exams during the original Naruto series. And that one, it was kind of like a grassy area with trees. This one is just a bland brick area. Yeah, this is something that's really weird about this era, and where at least that the original tuning exam arena had color and looked interesting. This just looks like a bland, standard style arena. And it's pretty much very similar to that. Now, there was a tuning exam battle thing during those OVAs, though that they had a rocky area for the actual battleground itself for third on tuning exam. This one just bland, flat ground. It doesn't look interesting at all. And if anybody watched the film and watched the quick scenes that there was round 3 up until they had Boruto versus Shikadai, it's like I don't know, it's like the animators could not take the effort to make the arena look interesting. Because in the case of the original one, it looked interesting because it was regular ground, not concrete. Yeah, that looked interesting. This looks boring. Yeah, the appearance of the battlefield area is boring, though I do like the updated look to the rest of the stadium. That's fine. I don't have a problem with the updated look, and the fact that teams actually have actual locker rooms now, kind of like they do in regular stadiums. That's perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the battlefield is just so bland. But Shikadai versus Yoda, it's very similar to that between his parents. As a matter of fact, it even ends almost exactly the same way as the battle between Shikamaru and Tamari in the original exam. The only difference is Shikadai convinces Yodo to surrender, and in the original one, Shikamaru was the one who surrendered to Tamari. Though that actually got him promotion to tuning. Yeah, and this whole thing is about sound and the fact she used her headphones to actually block out the sound. Though, and the way her hair is, it's very similar to that of the hairstyle. Well, it covers like one eye. It's the hairstyle, even though she's a blonde, it's very similar to that of a younger Ino. Heck, she uses her hair like Ino as well, which is interesting. Yeah, and of course he wins. Sadaro's match against a guy with blonde hair is a very quick match. It just blocks a quick punch. She has her shuriken out, punches him really hard into a wall, and they have a split shot of both Sakura and Sadara doing the cha thing, which is something that Sakura was known for doing whenever she used her monster strength. Yep, pretty quick match. The match between Ino Jin and what's the name of his opponent? Let's see, Arura. Yeah, that one was a pretty interesting match. Yeah, I think the reason why Ino Jin lost because he was overconfident over 3 straight wins. Yeah, that's the only reason why he lost. Yeah, he got his butt beat. Yeah, and his match is actually the second shortest one of the entire episode. I would say the longest ones is of all the battles shown in the episode is I would say the first one is quite long, though this one only took about 5 minutes. I would say the longest ones of the entire episode are Shikadai versus Yodo and Mitsuke's fight. Yeah, those two are pretty much evenly seen. The Sadara match was very quick. It took like roughly about 30 seconds of screen time. It was a quick match. And in the case of Mitsuke's match, he fought a guy who was way overconfident for his own good, kept showing off his own lightning jutsu, which is something that, I mean, is it just me, or are they making this guy a fanboy of the previous Razakage? Yeah, the previous Razakage was known for doing this a lot with his bare hands, showing off his lightning jutsu a lot. It was really kind of annoying. Heck, they even showed Mitsuke briefly going to stage mode. He's like, whoops, I'm not supposed to do that. That was actually quite nice, and then using the snake thing. He's like, snakes! It's like this guy is afraid of snakes. He gives up right away. And the episode ends where you have Gaara's son, Shiki, take on Chocho. That's how the episode ends. So, how do I rate the matches in this episode? The match between Boruto and his opponent, it's the same as in the movie. It's an interesting match. I would say probably the best match of this whole episode is not the Sadara match. No, it's actually the Shikadai versus Yodo match. This is probably by far the best one and the most well put together in the entire episode. Because Sadara's was just a quick one. Ino Jin was just okay, but I would say, yes, the one between Shikadai versus Yoda, that's the best one. I would say probably the second best one is the one that Boruto has. Yeah, between Boruto and Yuri. I would say it's kind of similar between Naruto and Neji from the original series, though the difference is that he was defeated by a quick uppercut through going through the dirt, tunneling himself through the dirt, while this guy was defeated via cheating with Boruto's ninja tool, which summons up a green shuriken and takes out his gum and just takes him out really quickly. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting fight, but had a really anticlimactic ending. That was the big problem with that one. But the only good one, I would say, aside from the Shikadai one, I could say it's probably the Mitsuke one. That was at least a little bit interesting and at least entertaining. But yeah, in the case of the Sadara one, that was very predictable. Yes, that was a very predictable fight. Yeah, but in the case of the Shikadai one, that one was not predictable. It was really well choreographed. But you probably would think, while watching the episode, because it's reminiscent of his fight between his parents when they were younger, you probably think, oh, Shikadai is going to give up. Nope, Shikadai convinces his opponent to give up. That was the difference. Which, That by far was a great swerve on the part of the writers of this episode. Yep. And overall, this is a pretty good episode overall. Next week's episode, it looks like we're definitely going to see Boruto versus Shikadai. That's definitely going to happen. But the first match, probably going to start off next episode, is Shiki versus Chocho. That will start off next episode. And I don't think that at least that in the case of, now I don't think the Misuke's fight was actually, I remember his fight showing in the film per se, but I know that Boruto's fight was shown in the film. And yeah, his two fights he had in the tuning exam before he got disqualified for using illegal item. Yeah, those are the only two fights because the third round was just pretty quick. It's like they just it's like they did a montage, a very quick montage in the film up until they got that particular fight because they were really quick. And probably by far, if you watch the Boruto film, the third round of the tuning exams probably has the weakest pacing of the entire film. At least in the case of the tuning exam for this one, at least in the case of this one, round 1 took up 1 episode. The second round took up 1 episode. This one, and this is just my personal theory, even though it started this one, I don't think it's going to end next episode. I think it might go to about 3 episodes. Now, when they show this tuning exam in season 19 of Shippuden, the first round did take 1 episode. The second round took up pretty much the entire season because they never had a third round because Gaara deemed the third round wasn't necessary for that particular tuning exam. In the case of the original one, the first round took 2 episodes. The second round took up half of season 2. And as for the third round, well, the eliminations took up like the first half of season 3 and pretty much took up the rest of season 3 up until the Sasuke retrieval arc. Yeah, that's pretty much, the tuning exam took up a good chunk of episodes in the original Naruto series. In the manga, collected book-wise, it took like 11 volumes to get through. Yeah, the Zabuza arc was like 2.5, while the tuning exams in the manga was 11 volumes. Yeah, but at least in the case of the tuning exams for this particular series, I mean, unlike in Shippuden, where it take up 1 entire season, and in the case of the original Naruto series, I think it took up like, it took up like the rest of season 1. I think like the second half of the tuning exam. Let's say the second round took up like the first quarter of season 2, and the rest of season 2, and they pretty much took up most of season 3 for the third round. In the case of Shippuden, it took up an entire season. This one so far for this tuning exam has only been roughly 3 episodes. Yep, it's only taken just 3 episodes of the series so far, which is interesting though. This is probably overall, of the 3 versions of the tuning exams we've seen in this franchise, this is probably by far the shortest one of the entire franchise. Yeah, because it looks like it's going to be about 5 or 6 episodes. That's just my personal theory anyways, okay? But, yeah, that's really it for this episode. Stay tuned next week for episode 59, where I'm going to talk about the 59th episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generation Anime, Boruto vs. Shikadai. This should be an interesting fight. Okay? But until I see you next episode, bye.